Just a random stream tonight. I'm not even sure like what my goal is tonight. I do have a new mission that I could start uh, tonight, um, but I'm not even sure if that's what I want to do. Test to make sure the stream health is good. Make sure that I'm nice and clear. Is tonight. I do have a new mission that I could start tonight. Sounds good. Um, I'm not even sure if that's what I want to do. Test to make sure the stream health is good. Make sure that I'm nice and clear. Is tonight. I do have a new mission. Seems like we're all good. Turn my keyboard off. Save the battery. What was the Three Kingdoms is my next mission. There. I did get some new cat toys for my fur babies. So if you hear some, I know there's one over here somewhere. If you hear some jingle jangles, that's what it is. Oops. It's weird. A weird pause there. Decided to put the, I streamed Final Fantasy 14 a couple of nights ago. Decided to put the settings back to where they were before, and we're just gonna keep the stream at 720p for now. Because why not? Not that big of a deal, especially with these older games. And relook at this mission. Three Kingdoms. Determine the state of affairs in Sandora and Bastok and render assistance on behalf of Heaven's Tower. Inquire at our consulate in each country for more information. Traveling by ship from Mahura to Selbina is recommended. When I got off work tonight, I fully intended to buy alcohol. It's nice to have like a beer or a glass of wine or what have you. The music just suddenly changed. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, just after a long night's work, like we're running a carry-out special this week. So even though I'm a delivery boy, I was still incredibly busy. It's like, when you get back from a delivery, you think, the store, you get a little bit of a reprieve, but no, we were pretty busy on the inside, and nothing wrong with that. I bringing in new business, and college is getting ready to start up too. Let's see. We had that update not too long ago. Wow, 12,038 people. That's the most people I've seen on this server. It seems like the community is growing. I kind of suspected that it would. With the Final Fantasy 14 raid that was themed after 11. Sorry, hiccups. So I ate some really spicy food, so I think I'll be experiencing that for a little bit. Pippi inside the Heaven's Tower. Um, Alright, defined. I'll send a quick hello to Best Darn Pumpkin. I haven't seen them online in a while. Because why not? Your tell was not received. Maybe they logged out. Try again. There we go. They must have been teleporting or something. Where did it say they were? It's so cool that the game tells you, like, Sandora. Where the Heaven's Tower is. Aha. Perfect. This tower. Check my messages. Psst, psst. What are you doing? My cat is like struggling with this really easy jump. So I've seen you jump on top of the fridge. Why are you having trouble with the counter or the desk? Give me a second. Oh, there she goes. That was weird. She's like, she put her paws like up on it and like kind of looked like she was expecting somebody else to be up there, but it's like none of the other cats were up there. Cats are weird, man. Welcome to Heaven's Tower. Are you the adventurer who came for your mission orders? Yes, I am. You're rank 2. Uh-oh. The next mission is really, really, really important, and will test your abilities in many different ways. I'm not sure that someone of your rank will be able to handle it. Excuse you. And you are... Do you know Lady Lafina? Can't say that I do. We look suspiciously alike. Kupipi, what business does she have here? She is here to accept her next mission from Heaven's Tower, but she's only rank 2. I don't need the details, Kupipi. Show me her file. I have a file. This is a nice resume. Seems as if you fight better than you look. It's not necessary to be mean. It also seems that today is not your day. Kupipi, process this adventurer's mission papers. Relay orders to her and give her a letter to the consuls. Understood. I sense many good things within you. Let's see how you manage with this new task. Kupipi, I'll leave the rest to you. Am I supposed to be rank 3 for this? Oh no. Rank 3 is one of the rewards. Yes, now. Where was I? According to the pact constructed by the 3 countries, Windhurst is allowed a consult in both Bastock and Sandora. I'm excited to go to those places. Your next mission is to travel to the consults in these 2 countries and gather any information you can. Which country you travel to first is up to you. You may receive various tasks from them, so use that as a means of gathering useful information. When you have learned something interesting, return back to Windhurst with your report. Will do. The quickest way to get to either of the 2 countries is by the ferry that departs from Mahura. Do you have any questions? Don't forget that Windhurst is a neutral country set on maintaining peace. Sorry, more hiccups. No matter what you're told in those other countries, you must remember that Windhurst is not about to get involved in another great war. Oops, I'm new, I don't know what to do. So I just have to stand there. So sorry, I'm reading through this, trying to figure out how I'm going to get there. Oh, why are these not alphabetized? This is madness. Okay. Tortilla. Aha. All right. I feel like I should. There are ships that come and go from here, right? I feel like I should. I mean, all the gold I've got. Let's let's try. try real quick, then I'll ask some of these fine people on the link shells, like, hey, how do you get onto airship? If I had tried this earlier. Hello? Crap. Don't crash. Please don't crash. So I recently updated my laptop, and of course now it runs worse. And it not only updated once, updated twice. Did run better after I restarted it after the fact, but Camille. So how do I talk to Camille? What? J7, huh? J. Doesn't seem right. M7. M. But it's like, if he's supposed to be, says he's supposed to be right here, but it's like, how do I get there if they're not going to let me? Again, it's FF11, overly complex. It's like, why? There's no place like home, eh? Well, there are some Mithra who say this is not and will never be their home. But for Mithra like myself, who were born after the war, Windhurst's the only home we know. Okay, that's great and all, but Gotta be rank 5. That's stupid. That's supposed to be blocking. An airship pass. Alright, where do we get an airship pass? Okay, so it's like, can I take a boat? Alright. Oops. Ah. They're not wrong. I mean, a mount would help. All right. There's the fireworks again. Can't tell if this is spelled horribly wrong or what. Okay. It's like if you're just popping in, I'm doing the what's the name of this quest called? The Three Kingdoms quest. Trying to figure out what the best way to get around is. So I thought I could buy my way onto an airship, but apparently I need to go to Jueno first. I'm gonna powder my nose real quick. I'll be right back. It's a big dude. What the heck? Glad I came back to see that. Is that a chocobo? Interesting. I'm amazed. Oh yeah, that's right. I need to get a warp scroll. Yep. Yes, I do. Sure, why not? On the road again. I just can't wait to get on the road again. It's going to be quite the long walk. Okay. Maybe I have to use these in the city. I'll be upset if I bought all these and the game's not gonna let me use them. So I've never tried using them outside the city before. So I'm not getting on the road just yet. What the heck? Oh, okay. Why? Huh. I don't know. Maybe it's the festival or something. Try it again once I get to Juano. Interesting. All right. It's gonna be a lot of walking. So I guess I might as well use this opportunity to talk. Um, been thinking a lot about the um, about video game remakes, and movies are probably more guilty of this. But I think that typically video game remakes are a little bit more valid because there's the technology is better, and people will say that about movies too. But the thing is, like, if you look at the Snow White that's coming up, and Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler, um, you know, it'll it the it's not nearly as charming as the classic Snow White. Um, but I think so. It's just like a lot of the video game remakes we've been getting here recently have been great, or at least good. Um, it's like Resident Evil 2 and 4 remake, both good. The remake of Resident Evil 1, amazing. Probably my favorite in the series. I go back and forth whether or not I like that one or RE4 remake better. Really, I could go either way. And then the remake of 7, it took me, like, I mean, the characters are amazing. Um, they're just how I imagined them in when I played 7 for the first time. Um, but I felt like there was something missing till about 10 or 11 hours into the game, and then I really got into it. I don't know, I really like the turn-based stuff, so I think I was missing that, but I feel like the system that they came up with was a good marriage of that and also what they had in Final Fantasy 15. So, um, that being said, is just, Silent Hill 2 remake is coming out, and I think now that studios have had success with 7 remake, its sequel, and then Capcom has had success with all of their remakes so far. What I'd really love to see is remakes of games that weren't successful, that the IPs that haven't been heard from in a while, like Dino Crisis. I think the big one from Capcom I'd really love to see is Haunting Ground / Demento. Because like if you try to get a copy of that game, it's like $100 to $300, which is crazy. I'd love to see a modern remake or even a sequel would be great too. Um, and going back to Final Fantasy, I was thinking about a game called Xenogears, which I would like to play on this channel at some point. I have it on my PS3. Um, so I thought a little bit about, like, anybody that knows anything about that game is, and I haven't even played it, but I know a little bit about the making of. So the first disc is a real game. The second disc is kind of like a slideshow with gameplay put in put into parts of it. And the reason that, and if that, hopefully that makes sense. And the reason that it's that way is because they ran out of time and budget. And originally, the Square wanted it to be like just end it at the end of the first disc, but the director was like, "It's not gonna. We can't. It's not going to make sense. It's not going to be a satisfying ending." I'll be curious to see what the end of disc 1 will be to see um, whether or not I agree with him. So the compromise was they decided to do like a slideshow thing, basically sort of a click-through adventure that would have boss fights or whatever as part of the gameplay. And they felt that option was better than just uh, ending it at disc 1. And I'll be interested to see how I feel about that. But games like that, I feel like, is what should the next like wave of remakes should be. Like a Xenogears remake, and I don't even think it should be the same level as Final Fantasy VII remake. I think that it should be because the graphic style is a kind of a cross between like the sprite stuff and then OG Final Fantasy VII, which I think is really cool. So what would be awesome is if they did a new Xenogears game in the style of like Octopath Traveler or the upcoming Dragon Quest III remake. I think those are incredible. I'm sure there would be a way to do a full-fledged 3D remake of Xenogears, but I think that it would be kind of risky. because it's a game that came out in the late '90s and it sold well enough to get a greatest hits version. But I think if Square really wanted to dip their toes into stuff like that, they could do like I said, an Octopath Traveler style version of it, and I think that would be really amazing. And I think even the same with like Vagrant Story, I'd rather see um, a version of Vagrant Story that maybe a sequel in the same style as the PS1 version, because I feel like it'd be weird to see Vagrant Story with quote unquote modern graphics, because it's just like the art style is just part of what charm was, and the fact that there was no voice acting outside of like just like the huh and the yeah type stuff. You know what I mean? But I eventually would love to make a video about remakes. Cause like I get people's complaints, especially with like movies, because it feels lazy. But I think games you can get a little bit more creative. Just like the Disney live action remakes feel so like soulless and without personality. I think the exception would be the Jungle Book. That was a great one. What else? Was that it? I heard Cinderella was really good. I've not seen that one. And then Maleficent doesn't really count in my mind because it's telling the Sleeping Beauty story from the point of view of the villain. Now, stuff like that is really cool. Like you had Cruella, which was sort of a story about Cruella instead of the 100 Dalmatians or whatever. So it's like if they did like like if this Snow White movie was just called The Evil Queen, and they did it from Gal Gadot's Evil Queen perception, then that I think that it would give the movie more merit. But instead, there's going to be comparisons and like, oh, they quote unquote woke this part up or whatever the complainants end up being. And I think the biggest problem with the movie is that they just don't feel like they have any soul or purpose, and that the only reason was they is like we have um, we have this property, we need to remake it, and the reason that they're doing that is because stuff like the Lion King remake made almost like $1 billion. It was crazy. All right, so I need to head right here. But I would love to play Xenogears on the channel. I think that would be fun. Um, sort of explain my channel. It's just people might say, "Well, Xenogears isn't a Final Fantasy title," and they're not wrong. Um, it was almost Final Fantasy VII, but they thought that the Final Fantasy series wasn't ready for a dark story, and then they ended up making Seven what it is anyway. So, the I'm more than happy to cover. Well, one, it's my YouTube channel, and I'll play whatever games I feel like playing. But for the most part, I'm gonna stick to Square Enix games and games that that probably have people that are or were involved with the Final Fantasy at some point, that in like the director position or even the art position. 'Cause I think that'd be really interesting. So that's why I would be playing Xenogears, because one, it's a Square game, and two, the guy involved with it almost worked on Final Fantasy VII, and I believe he worked on Final Fantasy IV and some of the other ones. Take a drink real quick. Juano. So I wonder if I can still hear the just the. Can I see the fireworks off in the distance? Nope, not quite. But if anyone would like to comment past, present, or future, um, we can't comment on the past. Good lord. Um, can't comment from the past. Uh, what you think of like video game remakes? I'd be happy to hear it. Like a lot of people, probably myself included, didn't think Resident Evil 4 needed a remake, but I think that in almost every way, it's superior to the original. I love the original. I would also consider that still a top tier Resident Evil game, but I think that the remake does just about everything better. Trying to think what instance it doesn't do better. I don't know. I guess maybe the puzzles in the original four were a little bit better. I don't know. I just finished a couple weeks ago, I finished the Separate Ways DLC for Ada. Um, I have a hot take on Ada. Pardon my phrasing. I think the remake version is better. Just saying it. Uh, I think she's more human. People took the dryness for being boring, but I think in actuality she was tormented by the events of RE2 and her experience with Leon and having second thoughts. Um, whereas the Ada and the OG RE4 was just like, I don't know, a femme fatale that was basically the female version of the Sean Connery, James Bond. So I think, well, I still like that version. I think that the remake version is more interesting because she seems like she's more conflicted about what she's doing. Ah, ooh, did I get anything cool? Potion of +2. I feel bad for the actress that played Ada in the 4 remake. I think people that you can criticize the performance, but I feel like if you cyberbully the actress who's just doing a job, I mean, people harass me at work, and I'm just doing a job, so it's people are dumb. Getting there. So I have these mountains to go through, which I've never been to, so that should be interesting. I probably want to get to the edge. I might go ahead and cast Shell and protect on myself, because who knows how high level uh, these creatures are potentially going to be. Killer bee. Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, I don't think so. Oops, nope. Yeah, I have also toyed with the idea of playing EverQuest. The only link that has to Final Fantasy is that the people that made 11 were told to play it. And I believe that's about it. But I mean, it's free to play. You can play the game for free. I know there's still membership options, but it's crazy to think that a game that old is still up and running. And speaking of which, do I think Final Fantasy 11 should be free to play? It's a great question. I don't think it should be $12.95 a month. I think it should be more like $6.95 or $5.95, something like that. Personally, I think I think I've mentioned that on the stream before. Going into a completely new area that I've never been in before. All right, let me. I don't know why that took so long. Yo, who dis? 3 steps. Ooh, might be a good idea. That way, if I die, I don't teleport all the way back to Windhurst. That would be terrible. Alright, so I need to go to Sourmouge. Alright, so I need to go northwest. That's a long way. It's follow the road pretty much. Not seen any monsters yet. Stick to the road. It's still amazing me how big these areas are. Let's be curious to see as I get further and further into FF14 um, how big those areas will be in comparison. be nice once I get a mount to. So I think one of the easiest ones to get is a Raptor. So I briefly saw somebody riding a Raptor like a week or two ago. Be curious to see how expensive it is teleporting from one city to the other with the home points. From what I understand, FF11 didn't originally have home points. It's like you literally, and I could be wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong. And what I mean by home points is those um, crystals that allow you to teleport back and forth. It's a really big tailbone. What the heck is on the back of that? It almost looks like a railroad track. So is it like the dinosaur from Pee-wee's Big Adventure? Is that what that is? It's like a adamantoise size creature. This is a huge area. I'd be curious to see if there's anybody out here. There's four people in this whole area. Stag beetle. All right. Fear my tortilla. Oh, it's a dragonfly. Uh-oh. Woo! Hey, I leveled up. Whew. I was worried there for a second. Well, he made me work for it. First digit is even. Let's do 69. It's less than 69. Let's do 42. Yes! 42, the answer to everything. Chain mittens. Chain hose. Unfortunately, I can't really use any of these. Is there a fight going on over there? Sure. Worst comes to worst, I can just drop it later, I guess. Oops. Slowly but surely, we're getting there. So what is with these dragonflies? Kind of curious. Let's do ice damage. I feel like they're not used to the cold being out here in the desert. So as much as I love dragonflies, you gotta go. That's what my character does a lot, and I was gonna try to help. Yeah, is in Final Fantasy 14. It's like that. Use the ability to paralyze. Ah, Ah, that did not look pleasant. Did not know that insects like to help each other out. Silent oil might be kind of good. Hill lizard. Let's walk for a little bit and heal up. I'm not entirely sure what this goo that you spit on me does. Maybe it keeps me from regenerating health. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Because now I'm regenerating. At least poison isn't like Final Fantasy One, where with like every step you take, every bone you break, you take damage. Oops, nope. Right. All right. So hopefully, I should be safe here. So I'll take a quick bathroom break. Set a timer for 30 minutes, but I think I'll end up making it to Juano before then. Crap. Come on. Don't crash. So thank God for that update that Mike Peter did not once, but twice. There we go. Okay. And again, it's like it's not my stream that's lagging, it's the game. Try this. Disconnect my I'm also not sure what I did to get my character to run a lot faster. So I see that little blue icon with the running guy. I'm assuming that's making me run faster. So it doesn't even really feel hot. Yeah, the stream's nice and healthy. It's like I'm almost there. I'd hate to just sign out. Me. So I might try logging out and then back in, see if that does anything once if it loads. So I don't know why I started having problems all of a sudden. Maybe the game didn't like the fact that I decided to go to the bathroom and stretch my legs. It's like, how dare you take care of your health? How dare you? You have ruined my dreams. Crap. Alright, well, I'm going to try to figure this out. Maybe restart my laptop, see if that helps. But hopefully, the next time I stream, I'll be in Jueno. So take care and thanks for watching. I might come back tonight, or I might not even come back till Tuesday. It just kind of depends on Mr. Laptop here.